His Excellency, our keynote speaker, the Deputy Secretary General of World Zakat Forum, Dr. Elnur Salihovic, Honorable, the Director of BAZNAS Indonesia, Dr. Muhammad Hasbi Zaenal, Honorable, the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Management, IPB University, Professor Nunung Nuryartono, Honorable, the Director of IPB International Collaboration Office, Professor Iskandar Zulkarnaen Siregar, Respectable, the Head of Department of Islamic Economics, IPB University, Dr. Asep Nurhalim, Honorable, all of distinguished lecturers, Professor Mohammed Asutai, Associate Professor Aisyah Muneza, Associate Professor Mustafa Omar, Madam Yasmina Frank, Professor Abdul Ghaffar Ismail, Professor Raditya Sukmana, Dr. Irfan Syakibek, Dr. Henry Tanjung, Dr. Muhammad Obaidullah, and Professor Habib Ahmed. And respectable all of the participants of this event. We are delighted to welcoming you to the opening ceremony of Islamic Economics Winter Course 2020. First and foremost, press our gratitude to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has protected us and provided us with healthy so that today, in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic that is not only in Indonesia but almost all of the country in the world can still online and carry out with this program. Salawat and salam to our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Certainly, there is no apostle after him, our role model and our guide to all noble morals. Following his attitudes and behavior in everyday life will not only bring benefit to us personally, but also bring the country to become baldatun, thayyibatun, warabbun, ghafur. Amin, amin, ya rabbal alamin. Before continuing, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Arif Ilyanto, and I will be the master of ceremony throughout all sessions in today's agenda. Excellencies, lecturers, and participants, ladies and gentlemen, the primary aim of the Winter Course program is to introduce the participant to the theoretical knowledge of both classic and contemporary understanding of the Islamic social finance subject, as well as to give participants the exposure to the hands-on experience of the related sectors. This knowledge and experience are beneficial for the participant to advance their knowledge of Islamic economics, notably to establish the knowledge of grounding the Islamic social finance in its role achieving sustainable development goals. This program is intended for undergraduate and postgraduate student researchers from both academics and industry and practitioners as participants. Therefore, through this program, it's hoped that all participants will also be able to widen their networking opportunities. So, we would like to express our gratitude to Center of Strategic Studies of Amil Zakat, National Agency of Indonesia, BAZNAS Indonesia, and Department of Islamic Economics, IPB University, who have supported this program to happen. Excellencies, lecturers, and participants, ladies and gentlemen, next we would like to ask all of the attendees to listen to the recitation of the Holy Quran, which our brother Abi Nubli Al-Bajili. To Brother Abi, time is yours.
Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I will recite Quran Surat Al-Hujurat, verse 13 until 14. Please listen carefully. A'udzu billahi minasy syaithanir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ya ayyuhan nasu inna khalaqnakum min dzakarin wa untha waja'alnakum syu'uban wa qabaila lita'arafu. Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum. Innallaha alimun khabir. Qalatil a'rabu amanna qul lam nu'minu walakin qulu aslamna walamma yadkhulil imanu fi qulubikum wa in tuti'ullaha wa rasulahu la yalitkum min a'malikum syai'a innallaha ghafurur rahim. Shadaqallahul azim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to Brother Abi Nubli Al-Bajili for reciting the first of the Holy Quran so beautifully. May Allah bless us all. Now, we are going to sing a national anthem of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. We would like to ask all of the audience to place the right hand to the left chest while singing the Indonesia Raya song. Please. Thank you for your participation to sing Indonesian national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Ladies and gentlemen, and now I would like to ask all the attendees to raise their hands up because we are going to pray, and the prayer will be recited by our lecturer, my Mr. Denny Lubis SAGMA. To Mr. Dennis Lubis, time is yours.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Brothers and sisters in faith, on this occasion, please allow me to read a dua for the blessing for our event. Please say Amin in the end of the dua. A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahumma sholli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad wa sallim wa radhiyallahu ta'ala an kulli sahabati Rasulillahi ajma'in. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim, ya Malik, ya Kudus, benefit us with what you have taught us, and teach us that which will benefit us, and grant us knowledge which will benefit us. Ya Allah, indeed I ask you for beneficial knowledge and a good halal provisions and action which are accepted. Ya Allah, ya Rahman, ya Rahim. Ya Allah, honor us by the light of understanding and take us out from the darkness of doubt and open up in us the doors of your knowledge and open up in us the treasures of your recognition. Oh, the best of merciful ones, oh Allah, and give us tawfiq to study and solving all the difficult problems through books by your mercy, oh the best of the merciful ones. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim. Oh Allah, nothing is easy except what you have made it easy. If you wish, you can make the difficult easy. My Lord, Ya Allah, make us one who perform us and also from our offspring. Our Lord, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, Ya Ghafar, forgive us. Forgive our parents and the believers on the day when the day judgment will come to pass. Ya Allah, Ya Rahman, Ya Rahim, give us in this world that which is good, and in the hereafter that which is good, and save us from the torment of the fire. Rabbana innana amanna faghfir lana dhunubana wa qina azaban nar. Rabbana hab lana min azwajina wa dzurriyyatina qurrata a'yun waj'alna lil muttaqina imama. Rabbana taqabbal minna innaka as-sami'ul 'alim. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina azaban nar. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to Mr. Denny Lewis for reciting the prayer for us. May Allah grant all the prayers. Hopefully with the prayer, the entire series of this winter course event can run smoothly until the last day. Amin. Amin. Ya Rabbal Alamin. Excellencies, lecturers, and all participants, ladies and gentlemen. We are now going to listen to a welcoming speech will be delivered by the head of committee of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Resfa Fitri. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to listen to the welcoming speech will be delivered by the head of committee of this event. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Resfa Fitri. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so sorry, because Dr. Resfa Fitri is not standing here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the welcoming speech will be delivered by the Director of International Program of IPB University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Iskandar Zulkarnaen Siregar.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. The Honorable Professor Arif Satria, Rector IPB University, Professor Nunung Nuryartono, Dean Faculty of Economics and Management, Professor Babang Sudibyo, if he is here, the keynote speaker of today, Dr. Muhammad Hasbi Zaenal, Director Puskas BAZNAS, Dr. Asep Nur Halim, Head of Department Islamic Economics, invited speaker and resource persons to be mentioned here, very important, Professor Mehmet Asutai, Professor Aisat Muneza, Professor Mustafa Omar Muhammad, Dr. Irfan Sauki Beg, Madam Yasmina Franke, Professor Abdul Ghafar Ismail, Professor Aditya Sukmana, Dr. Henry Tanjung, Dr. Muhammad Obaidullah, and Professor Habib Ahmed. Distinguished participants, students, guests, and colleagues, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. First of all, I would like to welcome and congratulate you all, the participants, and to express our great gratitude to esteemed speakers for being able to join us virtually to support this event by delivering opening or welcoming remarks. This event of Islamic Economics Winter Courses to 2020 is a very good opportunity to keep strengthening the collaboration between IPB University and Center of Strategic Studies, PUSKAS, the National Board of Zakat, or BAZNAS, in promoting globally the Islamic economics, in particular through the specific theme of the current winter courses, Islamic social finance and its role for achieving sustainable development goals. This year, IPB is globally placed in the 77 of the Times Higher Education Impact Ranking related to Sustainable Development Goals. In particular, Sustainable Goals number 1, poverty, we are placed ranked number 35th. This shows IPB's strength on research, not only on research, but also on the real action to alleviate poverty in Indonesia. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to express our great appreciation to IPB's Rector, Professor Arif Satria, for strategic decision early this year to continue providing co-funding for various winter and summer courses 2020 held by IPB amid pandemics. This year, IPB conducts 20 summer or winter courses that several of them have been held successfully through online or virtual platform. The organizers have learned lots of valuable lessons in terms of technical preparation or implementation and how to attract broader participants nationally and internationally. Through this event, IPB also could still maintain the international bonding with the close partners by exchanging students and resource persons virtually. Based on the experiences gained from the previous winter courses, including beneficial interaction with the invited international speakers, we would like to keep following up the immediate action on recent issues in the discourses of Islamic economics and associated recommendation on applicable ideas for future research, and perhaps linking those with the COVID-19 impacts might be of our great interest. Since agriculture is still proven to be an important sector for the improvement of prosperity of human beings in most countries, including during the pandemic, the contribution of this winter course could be seen through exposure on advances of knowledge of Islamic economics, including the role Islamic social finance in achieving sustainable development goals. Finally, on behalf of the Directorate of International Program, IPB, I would like to thank the organizing committee that has been working hard and wish you for successful winter courses as stated in the objective, namely to familiarize participants with theoretical knowledge of both classics and contemporary understanding of the Islamic social finance subject, as well as give participants the exposure to hands-on experience on the related sectors virtually. Thank you very much. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to Professor Iskandar Zulkarnaen Siregar for insightful speech today. Okay, and ladies and gentlemen, and now we are going to listen to the welcoming speech will be delivered by the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Management of IPB University. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Nunung Nuryartono.
Thank you very much, Brother Master of Ceremony. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Professor Dr. Arif Satria, IPB University Rector, Professor Dr. Iskandar, the Director of International Office IPB University, Dr. Muhammad Hasbi Zaenal, the Director PUSKAS BAZNAS, the Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Elnur, from World Zakat Forum that will give and deliver keynote speech instead of Professor Bambang Sudibyo. Dear prestigious and respectful participants and colleagues. First of all, let us praise to Almighty Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Because of His blessing, we are able to attend this important Islamic Winter Course even during the pandemic COVID-19. Secondly, in this golden opportunity, I would like to extend you a very warm welcome, and I hope that your families and communities are keeping safe and well amidst the pandemic of COVID-19. As regards the local international engagement and networking, today, simultaneously, since in the morning, Faculty of Economic and Management of IPB University conducting to other international conference and to others winter course and summer courses. This is because of continued support from our beloved rectors as well as from our international director, Professor Arif Satria and Professor Iskandar Zulkarnaen. And actually, we are really happy to be part of international collaboration as it will enrich our experience and knowledge, since this is also one of the important mission of our rector, to be global society, to be global scientific networking. Ladies and gentlemen, Islamic economics as a part of Islamic body of knowledge has emerged as a new social science discipline that has gained currency and recognition in various institutions of higher learning in the contemporary Muslim world. Islam teaches of humankind should utilize resources in sustainable manner in accordance with the principle of justice and to facilitate the continue of quality of the human life. This important winter course, with a focus on Islamic social finance and its role for achieving sustainable development goals, is very important, since we cannot separate between what Islamic values and how we can achieve sustainable development goals. IPB itself, as Professor Iskandar mentioning, we are on the track how university have good impact and big impact to resolve the poverty reduction, hunger, and other 17 sustainable development goals. So this winter course actually is a one of pathway how IPB University contribute significantly to achieve sustainable development goals. We are very proudly present you that the Islamic Winter Course 2020, Islamic Social Finance and its role for achieving sustainable development goals, from the 14th to 23rd of September, we will provide interesting and beneficial topics that support a link to one another. Hopefully, this topic will enrich and help us pass through this pandemic, which is having an effect on the life of everyone worldwide. We are very optimistic that we all our effort and what Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala also blessing us, we will pass the pandemic COVID-19. We would also like to thank to BAZNAS as our co-organizer who always support all activities in our department, in Islamic Economic Department, as well as in Faculty of Economic and Management. Professor Mehmet Asutai from Durham University, Dr. Muhammad Obaidullah from Islamic Development, Professor Mustafa Omar Mohammed from International Islamic University Malaysia, Dr. Irfan Saukibek from BAZNAS, as well as from Islamic Economic Department, because he is part of our member. Professor Abdul Ghafar Ismail from University Science Islam Malaysia, Professor Habib Ahmed from Durham University, Associate Professor Aisat Munes from INSEF, and Dr. Yasmin from South African National Zakat Fund, and Professor Raditya Sukmana from Airlangga University, and Dr. Henry Tanjung from Ibnu Khaldun University. This is really worldwide winter course and seminar because 11 countries and 78 participants involved in this winter semester. This is a good opportunity for us to exchange, sharing the idea, knowledge, how social finance, and particularly Muslim country can contribute significantly. Indonesia itself, as the biggest Muslim country, should have an important role in contributing all this knowledge. As also our rector offered, I would also offer to all prominent speaker to be our adjunct professor. So having a good networking, having a good interaction with a global prominent scientist, we really would like to work together to make our world better. I again thank to all for your attending this course, and on behalf of organizing committee, the Islamic Economics Department, we extend our hand in friendship and hope that each and every one of you find in the next few days enjoyable and professionally satisfying. Billahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to Professor Nuryartono for your remarkable speech. Ladies and gentlemen, the next welcoming speech will be delivered by the Director of Puskas BAZNAS Indonesia. Please welcome Dr. Muhammad Hasbi Zaenal.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man wala, la hawla wa la quwata illa billah. Praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for his blessing. We can have this meeting in good health. And prayers and peace upon to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It is great pleasure for me to welcome you all to the Islamic Economics Winter Course 2020 today. Firstly, I would like to congratulate to IPB University and Puskas BAZNAS for successfully arranging this winter course. I also would like to offer my warm regards to all participants that have a big eagerness to learn more about Islamic social finance. As you all might know, Islamic social finance has tremendous potential to achieve and even the aspirations of the Sustainable Development Goals. This can be seen from the various types of program that carried out by Islamic social finance, such as Zakat, Wakaf, and microfinance, which related with SDGs values, such as for example, no poverty, quality education, clean water and sanitation, and many others. Facing COVID-19, the gap to fulfill the aspiration of the SDGs is getting bigger. This outbreak has a more impact on causing health crisis and also increasing numbers of unemployment and poverty. On one hand, the number of COVID-19, as we know, cases in Indonesia has reached more than 200,000, and many hospitals can no longer accommodate the increasing number. On the other hand, in the second quarter of 2020, Indonesia's GDP fell drastically to minus 5.23%, and therefore the economy is at risk of falling into recession. Facing this pandemic also, the role of Islamic social finance is increasingly crucial, is assisting the vulnerable communities. Islamic social finance or Islamic Economic Winter Course 2020 today is entitled Islamic Social Finance and its Role for Achieving SDGs. This is an intellectual forum in the form of a short course awareness that was arranging collaboration between Puskas BAZNAS and also IPB University. From this forum as well, it's hoped that new perspectives and studies will be discussed further. Moreover, it is expected that there will be also a fresh strategy that is not only relevant to the issue of the COVID-19 pandemic, but also become a platform for new optimism to spur the potential of Islamic social finance in its effort to fulfill the SDGs as well. Unlike the first Islamic Economic Winter Course event held by IPB Campus and Puskas BAZNAS last year, this year's Islamic Economic Winter Course is conducted via an online platform or webinar platform. This event invited well-known speakers with high qualification in the field of Islamic social finance. Furthermore, we have 78 participants of the Islamic Economic Winter Course with various backgrounds from practitioners, researchers, and also academics. Not only that, more than a third of the participants came from abroad such as India, Bangladesh, Kenya, Malaysia, Algeria, Morocco, Singapore, Nigeria, Sri Lanka, to Germany. Having participants from various backgrounds, this forum can provide a new and unique network that enrich all participants' experience. It is hoped that the Islamic Economics Winter Course 2020 can make many breakthroughs and renew the spirit to embed the Islamic economy globally. Thank you so much to all participants and speakers and others. Have a fruitful, this event fruitful and insightful courses. Inshallah, that's from me. Wabil taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to Dr. Muhammad Hasbi Zaenal for your insightful speech. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before going to the next session, we apologize to the technical difficulties caused Dr. Resfa Fitri will not deliver the speech before, and how grateful she's evolved an idea for this event. Thank you. The excellencies, lecturers, all participants, and ladies and gentlemen. And next, we are going to listen the welcoming speech delivered by the Rector of IPB University, and afterwards, we would like to request Professor Arif Satria to officially open the event of Islamic Economics Winter Course 2020. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Professor Arif Satria.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat sore Bapak sekalian. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Honorable Dr. Elnur Salihovic from World Zakat Forum, and Honorable our distinguished guest speakers, as well as Pak Nunung as the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Management. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, Alhamdulillah, praise to Allah, the Almighty, because of His mercy, we can gather in this opening ceremony of the Islamic Economic Winter Course 2020. This event is also part of IB University Disnatalis event, which is celebrated in this month. Our university has now at the top rank of universities in Indonesia, Alhamdulillah, according to the Ministry of Education and Culture 2020. And also based on the QS World University ranking, IPB now in the top 60, the best university in.
Oh, yeah.
In
we did send an email to them.
At first, you already approached, like even way before the. Maybe just send out the startup.
Okay. And then, ladies and gentlemen, IPB as again. IPB also in the top 60 university based on agriculture and forestry based on the QS University World ranking into 2020. Alhamdulillah, through this program, 78 participants from various backgrounds around the world has gathered to learn further about Islamic social finance and its role to achieve sustainable development goals. As you know, that sustainable development goals become our global commitment, and we have to develop our special effort to achieve these goals. We also invite 11 experts from various countries to share their knowledge of expertise and experience. And this program is built upon the theme of Islamic social finance and its role for achieving sustainable development goals. Ladies and gentlemen, harmonizing Sharia with the need to develop in the practicality of Islamic social finance may reach to its peak. Zakat, wakaf, sedekah are among instruments that can be utilized to enhance our economic development, all in infrastructure, social cultural activities, productive, microfinance, and many more. IBB itself has special division, social fund division, that hold the mandate to integrate real, financial, and social sector in one package. This particularly for the academics, practitioners, and public in general, driven by the need of economic to find its best way to fulfill the SDGs aspiration. This winter course even is set out to provide the participants to get exposed to the subject matters with focusing on Islamic social finance discourse. On behalf of IBB University, we would like to welcome you all to the Islamic Economics Winter Course 2020. I also would like to thank you for all the steering committee and organizing committee who have put a great effort to make this event available. Hopefully, we can benefit from this precious program. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. On behalf of IB University, I would like to officially open this winter course. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you to Professor Arif Satria for welcoming speech and all attendees and delivering an enlightening speech. Along with this, then the 2020 Islamic Economics Winter Course is officially open. Please giving applause. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay. The Excellencies, lecturers, and all participants, and ladies and gentlemen. Now, continuing our meeting agenda, that is to hear the keynote speech, which will be delivered by the Deputy Secretary General of World Zakat. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to our keynote speech, Dr. Elnur Salihovic.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Dear brothers and sisters, dear friends, it is my great pleasure to deliver a keynote speech for this winter course, Islamic Economic Winter Course for 2020, organized by IPB University and BAZNAS and BAZNAS Center for Strategic Studies. At the beginning, the title of keynote speech is the role of Islamic social finance in facing new normal. Let me at the beginning say that this world, new normal, I wouldn't use that, because we are living, currently we live in the world in emergency or semi-emergency, and this is not, actually it is not normal. All physical distancing, all various restrictions and everything globally in most of countries worldwide, it is not normal, and all of us should to work hardly and jointly to solve this semi-emergency situation as soon as possible, and to return soon to the real, let's say, real normal life that we live before this pandemic. Unfortunately, we should say also that in many countries, many areas, especially in the Muslim majority populated Muslim countries, people before pandemic and during this pandemic also live in very difficult life conditions, facing various wars, persecutions, hunger, malnutrition, and other also some natural disasters. And we also should not to forget all these people in Syria, in Yemen, in Rohingya crisis, and many others all globally. And we should to keep trying to provide our support to them and to ease some life conditions. Now, during this pandemic, we realize that we are living in very interconnected, and our world is a very connected, and no one this pandemic show us that no one can be safe, and no one can isolate themselves totally, including the most well-developed world countries such as USA, such as Western Europe countries, and so on. We saw in this pandemic that how interconnected is our world, and that now currently we saw in the USA the largest number of infected people by the COVID-19, despite the fact that they have a good health system and so on. But we should to work together, and I will say later on, I will say something about the importance of international cooperation. I see this at the beginning because of the fact that we are talking about this new crisis and our response to this global pandemic and some new challenges. I would say that COVID-19 crisis, I see it as an opportunity for restart and better understanding of our life, our mission on the earth, and more attention and care about real values and priorities including more care and attention to socioeconomic and health and other crucial issues for decent life for all human beings and other inhabitants of our planet. In this regard, Islamic social finance can play a very important role in accordance with the noble fundamental goals of Islam and Islamic social finance that can introduce more empathy, respect, care, and appropriate actions for SDGs. We see now that maybe we can say also that it might be that some governments and leaders around the world we saw some kind of overreaction to the pandemic, and we saw the great spread of fear globally, and this cause and we see now the consequences of all lockdowns and all the restrictions. We see much more problems, causing more poverty, more people in need, more hunger, and more unemployment, and so on. When we saw the number of people that are infected from the beginning of pandemic, now yesterday it was about 30 million people totally infected since the beginning of pandemic. I saw in Indonesia it is about 220,000 people infected, unfortunately. But if we saw this is the 0.1% of population in Indonesia that is infected, and I don't want to say that it is not a large number, but I would like to say that government and leaders in most of countries should to find better solutions and better ways to face this pandemic and this crisis in every country. In my country, in Bosnia, we have 23,000 people infected since the beginning of pandemic, and it seems as a small number comparing to Indonesia. But comparing to the number of population, we have a population of 3.5 million in Bosnia. Indonesia is much better, let's say, in much better situation than Bosnia. And I really believe that, first of all, there is a responsibility of governments, of leaders, on the national level, and then regional and international cooperation for the better response to this crisis. And I'm afraid we will in next decades we will also face some similar situations. And let's say similar trying of some group of powerful group of people to spread fear among the population and to make more problems. And we should to be ready to have proper responses and proper solutions for such a situation that like we are now. What we learn what is some lessons learned from this pandemic is that this pandemic shows importance, how is very important to have strong, well-established and well-coordinated local and national institutions for effective response to the challenges and threats. It is I know in my country, and I follow situation in many countries in the world, and we saw that it is the countries that have a strong local and national institutions. They have better. They are coping much better with this situation than in some countries where some national and local institutions are weak. Also, international cooperation is very important, especially in providing first aid and first support to most affected areas and countries, as well as joint efforts in finding proper medications, including vaccines for the prevention of spread of virus and infections. Also, we unfortunately we realized that work on SDGs, on reaching SDGs, will be more difficult, and it would most probably delay expected results in prospective time till 2030, unfortunately, and the most probably this SDGs, some, let's say, maybe it would be 2040 or something, but it will be very hard, very difficult to reach SDG goals, sustainable development goals till 2030. For what is the proper response and role of Islamic social finance in facing this and future global crisis? I would say we should to have three-tier approach according to priorities. First priority is the response on the local, national level, with the full engagement of government and non-governmental organizations to work jointly on proper response in emergency areas and improve conditions of key sectors such as health, economy, security, education, etc. Combination of Islamic social finance instruments for better results. Actual examples of investing zakat, sadaqah, and waqf money for some agricultural projects, for the buying seeds for producing necessary agricultural products on waqf land, for feeding most endangered population and people in need. In my country, in Bosnia, we had some, and we still have some very successful projects where we combined some money from the Beitul Mal, from some money from zakat and sadaqah, and also some money from waqf, to buy seeds and to produce agricultural products on waqf land, and we get hundreds of tons of various agricultural products to deliver, to distribute to the poor population, to the most affected population. And this is the one of the examples of practical examples how Islamic social finance can be used properly in this crisis and some similar situations. And I believe also I saw some good examples in some other countries, and I believe also in Indonesia, believe and following some BAZNAS actions. I believe that you are also have very good programs and projects in facing this pandemic and supporting the most affected population. Also, it is very important now to support the most affected small businesses, to safeguard business potential and make preconditions for speedy recovery. We saw the many small businesses, many people who the only source of money for their families, and also many previous recipients of Zakat that was supported to develop some kind of their own business. They also were very affected by this pandemic, and it is the opportunity and necessary to support them to enable them to overcome this very difficult situation, and to be able for speedy recovery after let's say when we slowly come back to the normal pre-pandemic life. Also, second tier is the regional cooperation. Joint efforts. We saw how most of countries, neighboring countries, how is important regional cooperation for prevent of spread of virus, sharing important information, also experiences, and some joint actions to prevent and to mitigate consequences of crisis in the region. Also, the Islamic social finance can play important role in this cooperation, regional cooperation, and I believe, as I know in Southeast Asia, you have a very good relations between. I know for the Zakat and Waqf agencies, especially between Indonesia and Malaysia, and it is also very important now for more engagement and to develop this cooperation much stronger and to prevent to mitigate some consequences of this crisis. Also, third tier is the international cooperation, what is also very important. It is very important, some well-coordinated joint projects, programs, and activities in facing global challenges and support to most endangered countries. We know that some countries and also our noble faith, our noble religion, Islam, taught us that we should to have Islamic solidarity, and we should to provide some like it is key objective of Zakat is that wealthy people support poor people and make more socio-economic equilibrium in some countries, but also we should to try to make it globally as much as we can. It is very important that some wealthy countries, well-developed Muslim countries, provide support to other Muslim majority countries that are not in such a good economic situation. For example, it is the high differences between the some Muslim countries. For example, just to say that Qatar, as the Muslim countries with the highest GDP per capita, has 120 times higher GDP per capita than Niger. Niger as a the country, Muslim country with the lowest GDP per capita, and there is a huge need and potential for global cooperation, especially between Muslim countries and Muslim organizations, including Zakat organizations. Let me now just to mention one international global project that is already established last year in during the UN General Assembly in New York in September last year. It is the Global Muslim Philanthropy Fund for Children. It is the first fund for supporting children in countries of Organization of Islamic Cooperation. The fund was established by the Islamic Development Bank and UNICEF, and I can say that I'm the architect of that fund. I created the concept of the fund and established key connections between major partners. And it is the fund is the idea and mission of the fund is to provide support to the children using the well-established projects and infrastructure of international organizations such as UNICEF to provide support to the children in first of all in emergency in Muslim countries with emergencies, but also for some other development and educational projects in some other countries, Muslim countries. It can be also Indonesia and some other countries in globally. The idea of the fund is totally fully Sharia compliant, and all the activities of the fund, including the financing of projects, is supervised by the Sharia Council of the Islamic Development Bank. And I saw I also saw some other examples of international cooperation and some other funds that includes that pretending to use zakat and sadaqah money for supporting some international projects. But this is the I believe this is the proper, the best way for the establishment of some global initiatives that has to respect and has to be fully complied with the Sharia requirements and Sharia regulations. And I believe that Sharia rules and Sharia requirements are wide enough, are flexible enough to allow ulama, Islamic scholars, and Islamic professionals to find effective, proper, successful solutions and to establish some global successful projects for the support to and facing situations such as now with this pandemic and some other situations supporting the most needy people in emergencies, and also for the development of the Muslim countries. This Global Muslim Philanthropy Fund has two windows. One window is for the zakat, and another is for sadaqah. And as I said, every activity is supervised by the Sharia Council and should to implement Sharia requirements. Let me now say something about the. I would like also to promote the idea of the, especially during this pandemic, I would like to promote the idea of the potential establishment of the global zakat fund for the cooperation, global cooperation, and first of all between zakat agencies, and I believe the World Zakat Forum can play very important role in cooperation with Islamic Development Bank to establish and to implement successful global zakat fund as a global platform for partnerships and cooperation with the goal of improving impacts of zakat collection and distribution on national and global level. Based on mutual interest with full respect of national and Sharia regulations, this potential global zakat fund platform would facilitate partnerships and collaboration between funding partners. I hope, inshallah, it would be a World Zakat Forum and Islamic Development Bank and governments, agencies, foundations, and other partners from OIC member countries and globally. I believe that this, when we talk about the some appropriate responses to this and some potential new crises, we should to be more open and more ready to work jointly and to work hardly to find proper solutions, including this international, some potential international platforms for the cooperation that will yield some new new good practice and some new results for the proper prevention and proper dealing with some similar crises, and also not only to support people in emergencies, but also for the development of what is very very important, as because we know that as I mentioned earlier, without well-established and strong national institutions and strong national systems, we will not be able to do even nothing important on the regional or international level. But for to be able to have a strong national institutions, we should to invest more in education. We should to invest more in to educate new generations that will be able to face with new challenges. We saw about the
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we so sorry because the technical problem to the Dr. Elnur network. So maybe we will stand to waiting for the Dr. Elnur again. Thank you.
Sorry,
okay.
I was disconnected.
Yes, Mr.
Yeah. Yeah, I talk. I wanted to tell you more about the some zakat potential, and that we also should be aware that no matter how hardly we work in some zakat institutions and some organization, Muslim organization, we should to be aware that there is a still huge unused potential, especially when we talk about zakat, and it is now globally less than 10%, even in some countries less than 5% of potential of zakat is collected through the institutional eligible zakat agencies. And it shows us how important is the our stronger engagement and work on zakat, especially on the also in this pandemic, and despite fact that most of people are in fear, most of people, also wealthy people, have a big fear about the tomorrow, about what will happen next day or next month or next year. Despite that fact that most of people are in fear, we should to work hardly to promote objectives, goals, and mission of zakat. What is to especially to enable wealthy people, nisab holders, to understand how important is giving zakat for them as individuals and for their communities. We know that one of the key objective of zakat is to purify individual and to purify communities and to make preconditions for growth. If we give zakat, if wealthy people in Muslim communities give zakat, they would not only purify and would not only support their communities and their fellow citizens or some institutions to work much better and more effectively. They will also, in the first stand, they will purify themselves, and they will protect themselves from various challenges, and they will make preconditions for individual improvement, individual growth of their businesses and their wealth and so on. And in the same time, they will support their communities, some zakat agencies, Muslim organizations that will work on the support to the most needy population, and that will I always would like to say that our priority in every occasion and in every country when we can do it should to be education, should to be development projects that will, and projects for the supporting more entrepreneurship, and to be able to not only to give to distribute food and basic needs for the poor population, but to more and more include them to make them more eligible and able to be productive and productive members of the community, and also to be in some short period to be able also to support their communities. There is unfortunately in the it is the I would like to say that it is the very highly important in this situation in every, and even in some normal let's say normal situation, pre-pandemic or some after pandemic. I hope, inshallah, next year, maybe in this time in September or in the fall of next year, we will have much better situation, and we will be able to return to the let's say some normal life, and it is the currently and in some future also will be very, very important for the better use leverage of potential of zakat. It will be very important to build trust in zakat institutions and to prevent all various kinds of mismanagement and violations of zakat. And unfortunately, we saw in some Muslim countries, we saw some widespread of corruption in governmental institutions, and these examples of bad examples, that is unfortunately there are many Muslim countries that are facing corruption in governmental institutions, and this undermines most of efforts of Islamic social finance institutions, especially zakat and waqf institutions, to better develop trust and to get greater support from the wealthy people and people who are who have obligation to give zakat. We know when we talk about the better use and leverage of zakat, I mentioned that it is currently on the global level, it is currently around $30 US billion. What is the according to some estimation, global zakat potential, some estimation that was done before 3-4 years, some research studies shows that global zakat potential is around $600 billion US, and current leverage of that potential is around 5%. We can say it might be overestimated that zakat potential maybe is not, let's say, $600 billion US. Let's say it is $300 billion US. If we say even that is much lower than some estimation showed us. Even with that estimation, it is less than 10%. Institutional zakat collection through the institutions, eligible zakat agencies, is currently less than $30 billion US globally, and it is less than, we can say certainly less than 10%, and we saw the huge potential and huge need for all of us to work much much better and much harder to use this potential to be able to face, to have a proper response to similar crises like this. And in the future, I believe that we will face some similar situation, and the responsibility and the role of Islamic social finance institutions will be much more important, more and more important. And I believe that is a responsibility of, especially for the leaders in Zakat institutions and leaders in when we talk about the Islamic social institutions in many Muslim countries, there is a government support and government supervision, and it is in the same time responsibility of government in most of Muslim countries to improve and to provide greater support to the Islamic social finance institutions. Especially, I saw and I believe that Zakat institutions over the world can do more and can play a much greater role in supporting the most affected population and in supporting the development projects in their own countries, and to be able to cooperate regionally and internationally for support to some global projects. When we talk about the role of Zakat, we know from our great history of Islam how in the first time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his Khulafai Rashidin and leaders, Muslim leaders who came after the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, how important role Zakat play in the Muslim, we can say, key role for the development of Muslim state. And we should to work more and to put more efforts for Zakat to play much greater role in the development and in the development of our societies. I'm not sure about because we started at 11:15, I believe, yeah, with this speech. I'm not sure about how much time I have. Because we should to start at 12, but it was some change in schedule. It's how much time I have.
Okay, sir, you have time in 15 minutes again.
15
minutes. Thank
yeah,
you.
I to be honest, I don't like some long speeches because it is very difficult to keep attention of people who are listening, and I think it is enough half an hour or 45 minutes for some key messages to be delivered, and therefore I would only say for at the end, I can say regarding the also all this our efforts on the facing this pandemic and this emergency or semi-emergency situation, and all our work in Islamic social finance institutions is connected to also to social development goals, work on social development goals. I would say that directly, if we see the 17 SDGs, direct connection between Islamic social finance instruments, Zakat, Waqf, Sadaqah, Islamic microfinance, direct connection is to SDGs 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, and 10. It is there is a direct connection, and we should also to be aware how important is the Islamic social finance institutions, and how important is that people in the government and in some international organization and regional cooperation organization and so on, how they should to be aware, should to understand the importance of Islamic social finance institutions if we want to really work, and if we want really to make some good achievements on our work on social development goals. As I said before, I'm not sure that we, especially facing this pandemic, and we are not sure how recovery, global recovery will be, and some national economics, how will recover. It will be quite difficult process, but I believe that there will be some delay in this. Certainly, we will not be able to achieve SDGs till 2030 as was projected before. But if we do it till 2040, I believe also this in this situation, and to have a to have a zero hunger, to provide decent work for all, to provide pure water, to provide let's say decent life for all population on the world, that would be perfect to have it till in next 20 years. Before, because of the fact that unfortunately we saw many powerful group of let's say some world lobbies and group of people, even some world leaders who are not so dedicated to have a more equality, to have a decent life for all people globally. Unfortunately, there are some, especially in some developed countries, we have a very powerful group that are not keen and not dedicated to SDGs, and in contrary, they are working against the SDGs. In that regard, our cooperation, especially among the Muslim countries, because of fact that when we when we look at the some statistics about the emergencies provided by the United Nations in 2018. In 2018, almost 2/3 of population that was in emergency areas and countries, it is majority Muslim populated countries. Majority Muslim populated countries are most affected by emergencies, unfortunately. And that's why it is responsibility of all of us, especially in well-developed Muslim countries, to work much more on the international cooperation among Muslim countries, including cooperation within Islamic social finance and between Islamic social finance institutions to provide better solutions, better global or regional efforts to be able to appropriately cope with and face these emergencies and face this various crises, and to be able to produce and to support more development in Muslim countries. And let's at the end, let me also share with you some very sad story that I saw every day on the streets on my town in Sarajevo, in Bosnia, and in my country. More and more migrants from the Muslim countries, from Afghanistan, Pakistan, from Maghreb, Algeria, Morocco, from Syria, young men in 20, 30, 20, almost most of them 20, 30 years old. They are now trying to reach the European Union, passing through the Bosnia. And it is the, we can say, responsibility of all of us to prevent and to provide better conditions for decent life for most of population in Muslim countries, not to be forced to go to some Western European or USA or some countries to find decent, to find a better condition for them and their families. We should to work more, and I believe we can do much more to develop strong institutions, to have a better governments, to have better Islamic and stronger Islamic social finance, most effective Islamic social finance institutions, to provide more support for the development of our own communities and societies. I would like to thank you all for your attention, and may Allah bless you all. Thank you.
Okay, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Thank you to Dr. Elnur Salihovic for your intuitive and appreciative keynote speech today. That is so grateful the role of Islamic finance to help the infected people causing the COVID-19 pandemic, and the idea for the Global Zakat Agency. And we hope the idea can be implemented soon to help all the Muslim people and Muslim country and be the solution for the pandemic situation today. And before this, we apologize for the technical network issue before. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, And now we would like to ask you to Dr. Elnur to stay on screen, as we would like to present a ceremonial gift to you for sharing your expertise in this session. Okay. Okay, and again, we would like to say thank you to Dr. Elnur Salihovic for your speech for today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Okay. Okay. The Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, now we will hold a photo session for the Excellencies, lecturer, as well as a participant are pleased to open your video and take a best position for the photo. Okay. Okay, please. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please stay in your position, and I will count from 1 until 3 to take a photo. Okay, please the host to stay. Okay, we will count 1 until 3 to get a screen capture for this photo. Okay, are you ready? Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, thank you. Maybe we retry for 3 times to take a capture. Okay, second times. 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, and the last time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Smile. Okay, thank you for the excellencies, lecturers, and all participants to participate in our screen capture today. Thank you. Okay, for the excellencies and all the lecturers and ladies and gentlemen, as we have heard the keynote speech and held the photo session, then the series of opening ceremony of Islamic Economics Winter Course 2020 on this afternoon session is finished. I hope you have found the speech on this afternoon session very informative and helpfully, so very insightful. And we would like to remind you that the next session will start at 6:30 in West Indonesian time. It will be social gathering activity for all participants to get know to each other. Therefore, I hope all the participants can attend the next session. Thus, this is the end of the series of the event in this afternoon session. We would like to extend our sincere gratitude to all speakers today. What we have been conferred truly meaningful. May Allah bless you all. We also would like to apologize to all attendees as you may feel many inconvenience from us and the committee, and particularly me as a master of ceremony for today. We also like to thank you for participation in this opening ceremony until the very end. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let's we close the opening ceremony by saying hamdalah and doa kifarah majelis. Alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, subhanakallah. Okay, excellencies, the lecturers, and all participants, thank you for your time for decision. And I'm as a master of ceremony, so thank you and assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Thank you, Dr. Nur.
Waalaikumsalam
Terima kasih Bapak semuanya, sukses selalu.
Terima kasih.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you very much, everyone.
So excited to see you
Thank
all.
you. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Syukran Ustaz Hasbi, mabruk untuk BAZNAS, mabruk.
Masya Allah.
Terima kasih banyak. Thank you, Ustaz Mahir. Thank you.
Most welcome, brother. Most welcome, Dr. Hasbi.
Amin. Luar biasa.
BAZNAS. Jazakumullah khairan.
Wa iyyakum. Jazakumullah khairan.
Pak Asep, izin keluar Pak Asep. Izin.
Baik, Pak Kadep. Terima kasih banyak. Terima kasih.
Sama-sama. izin keluar ya.
Terima kasih Pak Kadep.
Pak Asep, terima kasih banyak Pak Asep.
Hasbi, mabruk.
Jazakumullah.
Hasbi.
Masya Allah. Ustaz Irfan, Masya Allah. Luar biasa. Bagus sekali acaranya nih. Keren, keren. Keren banget. Keren banget.
And at 6:30 p.m.
Acaranya keren.
Ya,
Ada virtual background-nya luar biasa nih. Canggih.
Terima
Isef.
kasih, terima kasih.
Ini sekelas Isef ini. Sekelas Isef ini miliaran ini kalau di BI. Masya Allah. Jazakumullah. Pak Asep, jazakumullah.
Barakallahu fikum. Ustaz Hasbi. Mubarak.
Izin mau ini dulu. Ya. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Ya, pamit semuanya. Dumtum fi ri'ayatillah wa fi hifzihi ta'ala. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Syekh Asad Nur Halim.
Ada Syekh Mahmud.
Hatur nuhun. Naam, ana ma'akum.
Subhanallah. تشارك في هذا الدرس؟
أنا وأنا من أحد المشاركين الذين نجحوا.
مبروك.
امتحان قبول الحمد لله.
بارك الله
دورة
فيك.
مستفيدة إن شاء الله بإذن الله.
نلتقي قريبا إن شاء الله.
بإذن الله إن شاء الله حبيبي. بارك الله فيكم.
وفيكم.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi. Mohon pamit dan marhamah. Terima kasih. Luar biasa acaranya.
Mangga Pak Asep, mangga Pak Kadep. Terima kasih Pak Kadep.
Jazakallah Ustaz Asep.
Mas Arif. Mubarak. Luar biasa.
And to all participants, please don't leave the room. I mean, don't leave the room because we will use the same link to our next session for our social gathering. So please do not disconnect your connection. Thank you.
Tapi udah pada live ya Mbak ya? Udah banyak yang live.
Sudah banyak yang live.
Mungkin diberitahu di grup aja ya Mbak ya? Di grup peserta. Mau diputar murotal Mbak? Masih lama banget ya?
Oh, masih lama tapi.
Ini kalau misalkan di end, tapi nanti di start lagi bisa nggak dari sananya?
Dengan link yang sama ya, harusnya sih bisa.
Harusnya sih bisa. Tapi maksudnya kalau di style murotal kelamaan banget nggak sih? Ya nggak apa-apa sih. Gimana Mbak?
Paling kan nanti murotalnya juga kan kita akhiri sebelum azan kan kita nggak mungkin dengerin murotal. Mungkin
ya udah gitu aja.
Iya, untuk sementara gitu aja.
Oke.
القرآن خلق الإنسان علمه البيان الشمس والقمر